telephone calling in.
It's me. It's Diane.
Oh, David.
How you doing, Diane?
Not badly. I'd like to see some people other than Mr. Lester, whom I adore, but it's not going to happen soon.
No, no. And,
How are you guys?
We're now live on Facebook. Okay. Hi, Alan.
Oh, is that your little grandson,
Hi, Noni.
Robin?
What?
Naomi. Hi, Naomi.
Yeah, she's connecting. Yeah, this is my grandson, AJ, also known as Anthony John. So,
Oh, he's
Very
gorgeous.
nice. Hi there.
How old is he?
Hi, AJ.
He turned 3 in April.
Oh, hi, Noni. Hi, Noni.
Hi. Hi, guys. I have Emily with me today.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
What a
Everyone.
surprise.
Thanks for coming, Emily.
Oh. What was that?
Thanks for coming, Emily.
Oh, of course. I'm happy to be here.
What do you
We
think
can't
the
be
chances
together in
are
person,
that AJ is going to be as calm as Emily?
Hello, everybody.
AJ. Hi,
Oh,
AJ.
Hi, AJ. Can you say hi?
Hi,
Can you say
AJ. I wish you were with us.
Say hi. Hi.
Who else is here?
Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Diane
Linda.
and Joyce. Oh,
Hi, hi.
Okay, so for the people who are coming in now, as I've explained, my daughter had somewhere to go unexpectedly, and I have my grandson, so I might have to mute myself, even though I'm the co-leader. And Diane will just continue reading if he has a small meltdown. Okay, getting down. Okay, this is okay. Why don't you repeat the cat, sweetie? That won't make you so upset. I never heard of Pete the cat before my grandson, but it's a very interesting concept.
Kick the cat?
Pete the cat.
Teach the cat.
This is Pete the cat. Pete the cat.
Oh, oh,
And there's a whole series.
there is, and there's a whole bunch of animals that go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought at one time they were dolls, but they're not. They're animals.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy
Pete the
them.
cat. And he has, on one book, he has his four groovy buttons that keep popping off, and it just,
Hi, Karen.
and he keeps on singing his song. And then he has his favorite sneakers. He steps in strawberries and they turn red. Oh my goodness. The things you learn as a grandma.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I've been learning about TikTok as a grandma because my grandkids are a little older.
oh. I actually downloaded TikTok because I was hearing so much about it. And then I figured, I realized I was going to get so obsessed with it that I would never come out of there. And I deleted it immediately.
Yeah, yeah. It's not for us. I'm sorry. They can have something that's their own.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Susan.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Charlotte.
Everyone.
Welcome,
Karen.
everybody.
hi, Alan.
Alan.
Oh, Charlotte.
Got a hair?
Hi, Noni, Emily.
Hi.
Susan. Shalom, everybody.
Hi, hi.
Nice haircut, Charlotte.
Hi, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Yes.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Jessica and David, Mazel Tov.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's
Mazel
like
Tov, how
grandparents,
nice.
right?
Beautiful.
I
Beautiful
posted more.
pictures.
Yeah, I posted the whole thing in Facebook on the photos. There's an album.
I'll look afterwards.
Yeah, there's
He
an
is absolutely
album supply.
precious.
Oh,
I'm sure he's wonderful.
did he?
Mazel
try?
tov.
Goodness, no, he kept on picking up his letters and made them okay.
Sarah. Oh, hi, Helene.
Oh, geez, Louise. Ah.
So
Hey,
it
Karen.
is 8 o'clock.
Hi,
Yeah.
Adrian.
Hello.
Two for the price of one tonight.
Oh,
Hey, you do.
How are you, Adrian? You
I'm good. How are you doing?
We're good. We're good. We're having fun together.
Oh, that's
Hi,
nice.
Gerard. Gerard. Hi, Gerard.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, hi, everybody. Everybody's coming in.
Happy birthday to someone.
Thank you. Well, I don't know
Must be
how many
someone.
birthday people, but I'll say thank you.
It's always someone's birthday.
Oh, yeah, Diane, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Birthday. Many
Oh,
more.
Diane, it's your birthday? Happy birthday,
I don't know
Diane.
Birthday, Dan.
and she's 23.
You
All
look a
right,
day
so-
over 22.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna mute everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so if anyone's here who doesn't know that the rabbis are on vacation, the rabbi and her wonderful husband are on vacation. So as often we do,
Hi,
Diane
Judy.
and I are co-leading services with Noni.
Hi, Judy.
As I mentioned before, I am actually also have my grandson with me, so I might have to mute myself if he, if things get rough with him. And Diane will just keep on going. Otherwise, we'll just be, leading it together. Well, if I lose power, because I'm upstate, then I lose power, but I'm hoping it won't happen. So that's what's happening here. It's okay, AJ. It's okay. Pick it up.
Right on cue.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. Is everybody everybody ready?
Did you mute us?
Diane, did you mute everybody?
Oh,
No, you didn't do it.
no, no.
We're not muted.
Okay, Diane's gonna do it.
Wait. So mute all.
Okay.
No.
Click on it, Diane.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Wait. Noni is.
Noni, unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so if anybody is using the flip book or the prayer book, as you can see, we're starting on page 26 or 126 in the prayer book. This is, I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. Before I start, let me just say, often we ask people to read responsibly, but since we can't hear you, anybody who wants to join in on any of these prayers, if they move you, if you feel them, just read along with us, okay? So just why not? I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English, no Hebrew, no semantics, no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and bring that vision to life. I would like to invite Linda Kushner to light the candles. So Linda, you have to unmute yourself. Good job, AJ.
She's not unmuted.
Is she unmuted?
No, Linda, you have to unmute yourself.
I just did.
Okay.
Oh, now we can hear you. Okay, now I can hear you.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'tzvotav v'tzavanu l'hadlik ner nel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who houses us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle light of Shabbat. Amen.
Thank you.
We did that already.
Okay, for the Kiddush on page 23. I'm going to do it. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho Be'ahava v'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom tefilah lemikra kodesh, zecher yetziat Mitzrayim. Ivanu v'chata v'atanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava v'ratzon inhalatanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh Hashabbat. Amen.
Well, if you're standing, please be seated. Okay, so turn to page 38 in the flip book, 138 for Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'dibur. You have to mute yourself, Robin. When we're singing, you have to mute yourself.
I'm sorry.
Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad. Ishmi anu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, v'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, ki mekor haberacha, ve'erosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshavat milah. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hidorei, Kivarech kumi hori, uri shirdaneri, kevod Adonai alayich nila. Lecha, dodi lekrat kala, Bnei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi lekrat kala, Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ha'teret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Lecha, dodi lekrat kala, Bnei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi lekrat kala, Bnei Shabbat nekabela.
Please turn to page 46 in the prayer book and 146 in the flip book. And if you can, please rise for the Baruch Hu.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai. Amevorach, Baruch, Adonai, Amevorach, Amevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Amevorach, Amevorach, Le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated. Turn to page 48 in the prayer book and 148 in the flip book. Ma'ariv Arivim. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Please turn to page 50, the prayer book, and 150 in the flip book.
Ahavat Olam Yisrael Anecha Ahavta Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta, al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachenu, u'kulmeinu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nizmach b'divrei toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yadenu, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, When we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Please rise for the
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Amen. ואהבת אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך ובבטך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Please turn to page 56 in the prayer book and 156 in the flip book. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from the tyrant's fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the lands of the Egyptians. You led your people out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Please turn to page 58 in the prayer book and 158 in the flip book.
The text is not centered.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Mikamocha ba'ilim Adonai, Mikamocha neidar b'kodesh. No tehilot osef ele, no tehilot osef ele. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukkot, sukkot shomecha, v'hoshinu l'man shemecha. Help us to know that you're near, that your presence is here. Let us lie down in peace every night. And when we rise in the day, keep us sheltered, we pray. Guide us, God, with your love and your light. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המריד עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המריד עולם. בני ובני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המריד עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המריד עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המריד עולם.
Please turn to page 64 in the flip book and 164 in the prayer book. And if you are able, please rise for the tefillah.
Adonai, שפתי תפתח ופי אגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohi Avotenu v'Imoteinu Elohi Avraham Elohi Yitzchak Elohi Yaakov Elohi Sarah Elohi Rivka Elohi Leah Elohi Rachel Ha'el Hagdol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר, מושיע מגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב והושיע, מוריד הטהר, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל. אתה קדוש, ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בך היום, יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Robin?
Okay. On page 73 in the flip book or page 173 in the prayer book. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Page 75 in the flip book and 175 in the prayer book. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, shaltecha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
So Modim is the prayer of thanks. And usually at this time, we ask you if you have something that you're thankful for to unmute yourself or type it in the chat, and we'll share things we're grateful for, that we're thankful for. I'll start. I'm thankful that my grandson is here with me and that he's not making things so crazy that I can't lead the service, but he's making me laugh.
And I'm thankful because my grandson Justin is newly engaged to Samantha, and we hope there'll be a wedding next year.
And my son got engaged last week. We're going to go look at a wedding venue to plan for next July. So mazel tov to you.
I'm thankful that my grandson Eli was born on Tuesday morning, and that my son was able to come home to see him.
Amen.
Well, I will say that I am thankful that I got from Jesse and David, I got my webcam, and I'm not dealing with two devices anymore. And I'm thankful for that. Thank you. Okay. So
Somebody else?
I'm thankful that Emily is sitting next to me, singing.
Hey, me
Makes me
too.
very happy.
Okay.
I'm thankful that all my test results came out well for surgery on Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you're watching us on YouTube and you have things that you're thankful for, you can also say them out loud at this time. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which by day sustains us, and for all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha u'lecha na'el hadot.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Aton Melech Adon Lechol Shalom. Ki Aton Melech Adon Lechol Shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levorech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעות בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך Tasim leolam, Tasim leolam, Tasim leolam.
On page 80 and 81 in the flip book, or 180 and 181 in the prayer book, we take this opportunity to pray quietly by ourselves with any prayer that's from our heart, or the prayer you see in front of you, or whatever you choose.
Diane, it's you.
Oh, okay. Right. We turn our thoughts now to those among us and those in our hearts who are ill and who are in need of healing, body, of mind, or spirit. Our Mishaberach, our prayer for healing, is on page 271 in the flip book and 371 in the prayer book. This evening, we hold in our thoughts and in our hearts for healing Jesse Sakharov, Ronnie Turek, Ira Weiss, Elaine Drucker, Alan Fremer, Susan Bilecki, Andrew Mazzella, Jeffrey Levinson, Michael Scott Landisberg, Michael Luck, Barry Strumpf, Selma Carl, Jacqueline Halpern, Joan Baumgartner, Violet Kopp, Jamie Hershey, Sandy Alfant, Irene Nakanoff, Esther Botlusi, Suzanne Chamau Friedman, Dolores Weinberger, Ingrid Grasso, Roberta Gotthelf, Audrey Cohen, Fran Sisler, Ruth Ryback, John Carfisi, Francis O'Haran, Orlando Aiello, Vicki Lightnacker, Eddie DeAngelis, Dave Moore, Mia Gannon, Andy Glansman, Ira and Deanna Roth. If anybody has more names to add, please unmute yourself and say it, or put it in the chat, and I'll read them.
Michael Ventragula.
This is Celine. Manny Onowitz had his second cataract surgery this morning. He's okay.
Stacy, David, and Lauren and Julia Mauser, and Irene Ashenoff and Hannah Paynes.
I'd like to say some names. It's Kimberly Finnegan, Annie Nusimovisi, Michelle Nusimovisi, and Renee Attias. Thank you.
If anybody on Facebook would like to add some names, feel free to do that.
I'd like to add.
Robin, I have names to add. Hello?
Hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Ruth.
Can't hear me.
Robin, I have names to add. Hello, I have Liz Yasuda.
Mark Lamb, Richard Sagam,
Josh
Steiner.
No, Mark Steiner, Paul Steiner, Patty and Erwin Cohen, Monica Byer.
Robin,
Yes, I hear you.
I'd like to add Jane Berman, Harry Boa, Barbara Magid, and Louise
I didn't see a
Denkberg.
picture on there.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
They said they heard me.
Ruth, you have to mute yourself now.
All right, all right.
Jackson Kushner, Tara Kushner, Shelley Samet, David Gershon, Levana and Stanley Tenen, Ronnie Kantelwitz, and myself. That's it.
Okay. And Diane, did anyone type names in? Because I can't see.
From Alan Zarrow to all our members of the New York Police Department. Is that right, Alan? Okay, that's all that I have here.
Okay, anybody, there's nobody else? Everybody said? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Noni.
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
At this time, if Rabbi Hattie were here, she would be giving a sermon, and I'm not going to do that. But Robin and I thought that it might be appropriate to find a reading that would be appropriate to the times that we're living in right now. And in this time of the pandemic and illness, and even those of us that are doing well, we're isolating, many of us are alone, and we can't forget that we need to take care of ourselves. And I'm going to read this piece by Cantor Susan Cairo, who is at the Northern Virginia Hebrew Congregation. Amy, can you turn that down? I'm sorry for that. She's the former president of the American Conference of Cantors. Excuse me 1 second. Amy. Amy, you can't do that. I'm sorry, I'm very sorry. It's not only 3-year-olds. I've got an older one hand. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. The title of this piece is called Self-Care is Not Selfish. 7 Jewish Reminders for Caring for Yourself. A tale is told of a well-known 17th century Hasidic rabbi named Zusia, who, when he died, went to stand before the judgment seat of God. As he waited for God to appear, he grew nervous, thinking about his life and how little he had done. He began to imagine that God was going to ask him, "Why weren't you more like Moses, a great leader? Or why were you not wiser like King Solomon, or braver like King David?" But when he faced the accounting before God of his life, God simply asked him, "Why were you not more like Zusia?" Our challenge in life, our ultimate task in this world, is to be more like our true selves, our best selves, with our soul radiating through the individuals that God has called us to be. Part of enabling that shining existence to be visible and present in this world requires that we pay some attention to ourselves. The term self-care generally evokes an immediate image of self-indulgence. These two notions, however, should not be confused with one another. Self-care should be a highly valued thread in life's tapestry for everyone in today's fast-paced and chaotic world. In their book, The Spiritual Leader's Guide to Self-Care, authors Rochelle Melander and Harold Epley urge each of us to be, quote, creating a vision for your life and then crafting a life that honors that vision. It includes caring for your body, mind, and spirit, and the resources God has given you, unquote. I firmly believe that this applies to every individual. You might think, oi, I can't take on one more thing in my life. I just have too many things to do already. I contend, though, that this is not about doing more, but about being differently. Most of us are generally very good at doing. We have lists we can check off and can see measurable accomplishments while just being present and mindful in the moment. In a tech study, while listening to or making music, taking a quiet stroll outside to clear the mind is admittedly much more challenging, and the results are far less measurable in concrete terms. Yet being can accomplish a great deal, giving us the tools, the temperament, and the spiritual outlook needed to continue our doing. It is in the balance of these things that I believe we ultimately find the key to managing demands placed on us in our lives. I share with you here are my own daily reminders for being. 1, take time for thinking. It is good even when it may not be productive. Take time for being. It is always productive, even when I cannot immediately see the results. 2, remember, most of life exists in the gray, somewhere between black and white. 3, I look for God within the music. God looks for me within the rests. Resting is not sleeping, but letting the mind and heart be clear. 4, nightly recap. Before I go to sleep at night, I look back and review the events of my day, trying to identify what I learned. Then I consider what I know might be coming and what I want to be coming in my life. Reflecting upon what I've done in the past and what I want to do in the future helps me not just run through my life. Otherwise, I will end up someplace and I won't know how I got there. 5, give it time. To get clarity, sometimes I have to walk away from a situation and come back to it later. If I feel myself coming up empty, I take a break for a while and try to come back with new eyes. Solutions often arise the next time around. Answers are usually within me. Sometimes they come from the advice of others, and sometimes they may arise in the least expected moment. With openness comes clarity. 6, gratitude is most important for me in being present. I try as often as I remember to honor and thank the Holy One of Blessing, the giver of our gifts. Being grateful for blessings and gifts engenders a consciousness of being and well-being. 7, with all our planning and progress, the unexpected still occurs. As the Yiddish proverb teaches, people plan and God laughs. On airplanes, we are always instructed to put on our own oxygen mask before assisting others. For me, this is a daily reminder that Judaism teaches us to take care of ourselves in order that we can then always be in a place and state of mind to perform acts of Gemilut Chasadim, which means acts of loving kindness. Thank you. Please turn.
We're going to sing. Yes, no, we're going to sing now.
Oh, right, I'm sorry.
An anthem, and it works into this Diane's talk on self-care. It's called "It's in You," which is El Na Rafanallah, and you'll hear through the thing this chant of El Na Rafanallah, El Na Rafanallah, through the whole piece, and Emily's going to sing over that chant of El Na Rafanallah. It's in You, and it's by the composer Beth Schaefer. El Na Rafanallah, El Na Rafanallah, El Na Rafanallah, El Na Rafanallah, it's in You. It's in me. The power to emerge into the light from the dark. It's in You. It's in You. It's in me. Talk to every fiber of your being with your heart. It's in You. Oh God, give me the strength. I am tired, but I'm listening. Is it in me? The answer's in me. Oh God, give me the courage to risk battling my brokenness. Is it in me? The way is in me. El Na Rafanallah, 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 El Na Rafanallah. El Na Rafanallah, El Na Rafanallah, El Na Rafanallah, it's in You. It's in me. The power to emerge into the light from the dark. It's in me. Look inside yourself. Talk inside yourself. Be brave inside yourself. Have faith within yourself. The strength is in yourself. The strength is in yourself. The strength is in yourself. It's in You. It's in You. Oh, it's in You.
Please turn to page 300 and 305 in the flip book and 586, 591 in the prayer book. If you're able, please rise for the Elena.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לעתיד גדולו ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגברי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אלוהינו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך haaretz, hayom ha'hu, hayom ha'hu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shema, u'shema, u'shema echad.
We turn our thoughts now to those who are no longer with us, our loved ones who have died in the past days or weeks or months, or in past years at this time of year. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 312 in the flip book and 598 in the prayer book. We remember those who have died in the past year: Carol Gross, Steve Kamholtz, Robert Serpico, Jeanette Riley, Melvin Barash, William Lampy, Martin Shankin, Solomon Teitelbaum, Sean Singer, Jeff Harris, Sammy Berger, Rabbi Kenneth Roseman, Chaim Brownswhite, Harry Baylor, Ben Schaefer, Shirley Hyatt Tobias, Myron Klein, Ted Tobias, Sandy Gannon Abel, David Ribler, Bess Newman, Buzz Lorch, Benjamin Benjamin Elwood, Elwood Albino, Joseph Davis, Jerry Charon, Gary Zeitlin, Sean Devlin, David Levy, Lenny Drucker, Beverly Tredinik, Evelyn Pincus, Rita Spiro, Beatrice Jacobs, Melvin Jergrow, Gloria Katzen, Lorraine Elner, Amanda Corwin, Mel Paul, Nigel Grant, Benjamin Resnick. I invite you now to add the names of anyone for whom you are saying the Mourner's Kaddish today.
Diane, before we do that, I got a list of the yard sites for people. I just want to read these names too. Manny Arnowitz's mother, Anna Arnowitz, your father-in-law, Ramon Figueroa, Rob Friedman's father, Roland Friedman, Julia Rusowski's father, Arnold Goldman, Sheldon Jonas's mother, Blanche Jonas, Philip Kaplan's mother, Charlotte Kaplan, Sylvia Kaplan's father, Sam Kaplan, Rich Miller's father, William Bayard Miller, and Lori Pandolfo's cousin, Michael Panzer. So I just wanted to mention them too.
Okay, so if you want to unmute yourself and say the names or put something in the chat of any names that any of you would like to add in.
I'd like to mention somebody. His name is Sidney Joseph. Unfortunately, he actually drowned in our lake up here. It was quite a shock. When we have a drowning, the whole lake feels it really badly, but it turned out that I knew him, which made it even stranger because he was from Brooklyn. And when I first heard about it, I thought, well, you know, I don't know everybody from Brooklyn. It didn't really sink in, but then it turned out that he was a trainer at the gym that I worked out in. And so I actually knew who he was, and I wasn't friends with him, but I knew him. It was a very traumatic couple of weeks, you know. People are still...
Robin.
We had a death in our lake, yeah.
Robin, is Jay Berman on your list?
Yes, I have Jay Berman on my list.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Robin, I was also going to mention Sydney's name.
He was a friend.
Tonight is his wake.
Oh, it is?
It is. It's his, as they said, it's his final workout.
Oh.
And he is going to be so missed. He was such just joy and love.
So you knew him too? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
He did boot camp. He did boxing. He did all the stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I mean, he was a very. I mean, it was such a sad story. I'm not going to go into it in detail. I posted it on Facebook, but he didn't swim well, and he went into the water without, you know, really knowing how to swim, and he just disappeared very quickly.
Anybody else?
I'd like to add something. I'd like to add.
What? What?
Fire.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good.
Oh.
If you want to add names at this. This is definitely not an uneventful service.
Sorry, we had a little catastrophe here, but it's all right.
Okay.
Something caught on fire in the oven. It's okay. Are we ready to move on?
We were worried it would be a boring service, but clearly we were wrong.
Okay.
Hey, how can it be boring? There's a parrot at the service. Come on.
Pineapple.
We also include all those who have died.
Diane?
Yeah.
Diane? A little temple history on the list is Dr. Stanley Greenfield. The Greenfields and the Myers were basically inseparable with the running of both Brotherhood and Sisterhood. And Stanley was also very, very pro-youth group back in the 70s. And a lot of us can't forget him for all the stuff he did for us. And again, his wife, Selma, very, very strong with the Sisterhood. They were, again, very, very good friends with the Myers, Miriam Meyer.
Anybody else?
I would like to mention Stan Gallion. Stan was a friend of mine and my landlord in New Orleans. And I will miss him. He was larger than life.
Yes, my cousin Ann Dana just passed from a bout with cancer, and she finally succumbed, but she's very young, only in her 60s.
Robin?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. Hi. Okay. For some reason, my nephew Josh Steiner was taken off the recently deceased list. I inquired, and I was told it was put back on till the third week in July, and his name was not read again this week.
Okay.
So
I have no Josh. Oh, you know why? Okay, I'm sorry. The list was not read completely. There's Robin Silverman, Jeanette Zarrow, Claire Strauss, and Joshua Steiner are on the list as well. It was just on another column. So that was
okay. Thank you. But
his name is on the list.
Oh, okay. But I would like to add
Thank
a few
you.
other people. Okay. Rita Belay, she's John's aunt, and Jen Kelowitz and Howard Jen Kelowitz.
Thank you.
Okay.
And if there's anybody on Facebook who wants to add some names, you can do this at this time as well. Yeah. Or YouTube, whichever.
Okay, so I'll go back to what I was reading. We also include all those who have died with no one to say Kaddish for them, whether they perished in war or famine or terror or disaster or alone and homeless on the streets of our cities. If it's your tradition, I invite you to rise and join in the Martyrs' Kaddish.
Please mute yourself if you haven't already.
Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabbah. Ba'almadi vrachirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon v'yamechon v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'gala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam ulonei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudashah brichu. Le'alamin kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Dat miran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rava min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael b'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us all and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen.
So I asked Alice for announcements, but she said she doesn't send them out in the summer. But Diane, you said there were a couple of things happening that you know about.
Well, tomorrow we have the Biyachad group at 9:45 and then followed by services. We have Torah study with this is on Zoom with Sam on Tuesday from 1 to 2:30. And that's all I know. I don't know anything about the upcoming open mic thing. So if anybody knows of anything they want to mention.
I'd like to mention the Honey from the Heart. We're doing the fundraiser. It's ongoing. If anybody wants to mail it in with a check, orders need to be in the office by Monday. Otherwise, you can go on the website. We've sent out a couple of email blasts, and if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. We'll be having free shipping through July 22nd. It makes a lovely gift to reach out and let people know that you're thinking of them. It's sweet to send something sweet, and it'll get there with a beautiful gift box and a prayer and a note from you personalized for the high holidays. Thanks.
Anybody else have any announcements? Okay. Noni?
We're going to close with Shalom Aleichem. Page 627 in the prayer book.
We don't have it on our sheet, so hopefully
know.
everybody knows it.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech Malachi Hamlayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech Malachi Hamlayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech Malachi Hamlayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech Malachi Hamlayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom. Naomi, that was, and Emily, that was so nice to have you join us together. It was beautiful.
We loved it.
Thank you, Naomi and Emily. That was just lovely.
Thank
you, everyone.
Thank you. It was a
Good
lovely
Shabbos,
service.
everybody.
Thank you,
all for the
Diane and
service.
Robin, Noni and Emily. Thank you.
Thank you, Noni and
So
Emily.
great. Great to be with everyone virtually.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Very much
Lovely
appreciated.
service.
I hope everyone's taking good care.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you.
Thank you.
Noni, thank you.
Robin, AJ was lovely tonight.
Anyone,
Good. He was pretty good.
if anyone wants to call you from the calling project, answer your phone.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Robin
Michael,
and Diane.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Diane.
and
Thanks,
everybody
Diane.
have a good week.
Bye.
Robin and Diana,
Shabbat Shalom,
Robin
everyone.
and Diana, you did a great job tonight. Thank you so much.
Oh, hi, I even gave entertainment. Fire.
It was just a delightful service.
Hey,
Lori
Jane.
Pandolfo was there for a second. Is Lori still here?
Hi, everybody.
Good
Hi,
night.
Ruth. Hi, Ruth. Hi, John.
Hi. Hi, Robert.
Hi,
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, look at that bird on her
No,
shoulder.
it was great.
Jane, so what kind of bird is that?
The boy left.
What kind of bird is? Oh,
What
she's
kind of bird?
It's a parrot, isn't it? It's a small parrot.
Here.
Robin,
Just
what kind of parrot? Oh, there he is. He's very, oh, that's your parrot.
yes.
Oh, look who's here. It's
Sorry.
What kind of,
what?
Almost.
Go ahead.
Keep it on that, whoever's talking.
Thank you, Emily. Thank
Thank-
you. Thank you, Noni, so much.
Thanks, Gerard.
Thanks, Gerard.
Diane,
Thank you, Noni.
Yes.
thanks.
Emily.
Thanks, Diane. Thanks, Robin. And Diane,
Thank
you're
you.
okay
Oh,
there?
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Robin,
you.
Diane.
Thank you.
Was
Thank
that
you.
supper burning or what was going on?
Where's Rusty? He's
Fire in
looking-
the oven.
Ay, ay, ay. Thank God
Robin,
that's
what
put
kind-
out.
Robin, what kind of parrot do you have?
What?
Kind of parrot?
What did you say, Linda?
Can Robin hear me?
I don't know.
I asked what kind of parrot she
I'm
had
sorry,
because it looks like a parrot.
I was muted. It's a
There
canola.
you go.
Oh,
Oh,
Condor.
what's his
Night,
name?
everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, Robin. See you
Night.
next week.
Robin,
Night,
I'm gonna
everybody.
leave and check on my oven.
Good night.
Good night,
You're on,
everyone.
Diane.
You're okay. All right, guys, I gotta go.
Good
Bye.
night, Rusty. Good night, Rusty.
everyone.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Good night, Robin.
Have a good week. Thank you, Robin and Diane.
You're quite welcome.
Lovely service tonight.
Thank you.